Buy now, pay later sounds like a dream, right? If you wanted the latest iPhone, it could be on its way to you now, with the option of paying later. But here's the problem. Such a deal could end up costing you way more than you think. It's quickly becoming one of the most dangerous debt machines ever created, and millions are falling into it without even realizing. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, why it's not as free as it seems, and how you could be stacking up debt. Let's now walk through how BNPL works with a simple example. So you're shopping on Lululemon's site and find the perfect shirt for $78. Normally, that's too much for your budget this month, but then you see the option to pay in 4 easy installments of $19.50. Zero interest, zero extra cost. You click checkout, and you're done. The first payment of $19.50 is due today, and the remaining 3 payments are due every 2 weeks after that. No interest, no surprise fees, just the original cost split into small, easy chunks. But here's where it gets sneaky. You can extend the payment plan for even longer, with no payment due today and 3 payments of $26.87 per month. This will cost you a minor $2.61 fee. Or, if you're really looking to stretch it, you can pay $137.70 per month for 6 months for a slightly higher fee of $4.61. The typical BNPL arrangement works by dividing your purchase into 4 equal payments over 6 weeks. However, the longer FlexPay plans are more like short-term loans with disguised interest charges that may not seem like much, but add up over time. But how do the companies who offer these programs make money from them? The first route is through interest income, which is mostly comprised of the little additional costs on short-term installment loans. Let me tell you something interesting. When you read the fine print and disclosures during the entire checkout process, and consider those fees as an annual percentage rate, or APR, can be sky high. BNPL offers 0% interest, which sounds awesome. But if you miss a payment, you'll get hit with late fees, anywhere from $2 to $15 per payment. If you're really late, that can add up to 25% of your total purchase. So it's not as perfect as it seems. With that said, purchase now, pay pay later may still appear to be a viable option to credit cards, which is exactly what they want you to believe. Because buy now, pay later programs were not necessarily intended to benefit consumers like you. They were created for retailers and businesses looking to increase sales on their internet or in-store. If you purchased a $100 item on their website using a standard credit card, the brand would normally charge you around $2.50 to process the transaction. If you use a buy now, pay later program, the transaction cost that the brand must pay increases from $2.50 to almost $5. Ever notice that little countdown timer at checkout? That's fake urgency, and it's designed to mess with your brain. They're literally using psychology to get you to act fast and buy now. So what happens if you don't pay in time? Because the statistics show there's a 1 in 3 chance you'll miss at least one payment, and these late fees are a big moneymaker for companies like Affirm and Klarna. So let's look at a really quick example. You want to buy an iPhone for $1,000. When you go to the checkout page, you have 3 alternatives. Number 1, pay the entire $1,000 on the spot. Option 2, purchase the phone with a credit card with a standard 22% APR and end up paying $480 in interest by the end of your contract. The third choice is to employ Afterpay's 4-payment installment plan, in which you pay $250 now and then $250 every 2 weeks until the plan is paid off. Which one seems like the greatest deal to you? Now, I'm not saying that everyone who uses BNPL services is going to be irresponsible with it, just as I don't believe that everyone who uses credit cards is going to overspend on them. But what I'm saying is that at scale, buy now, pay later may not be the sort of financially savvy spending hack that some people are led to believe. The thing with financial products, whether it's credit cards, mortgages, car loans, or personal loans, is that the problem often isn't the product itself. It's how people use it and who's using it. Now, buy now, pay later, BNPL, has exploded in popularity. But here's the issue. Most of these payment plans haven't been reported to the credit bureaus, which means we're flying blind when it comes to understanding how much debt people really have. This has given rise to something called phantom debt. Essentially, it's debt that's out there but not accounted for. So while we know that credit card debt in the US is around $1.2 trillion, the real number is likely much higher once you factor in BNPL debt that isn't being tracked. And that's a big problem because it's almost impossible to know just how much consumers actually owe. To conclude, the actual hazard of buying now and paying later is not just the late fees. It's the psychology of how people use it and the impact on their credit score. Because on paper, dividing a $200 purchase into 4 small installments appears simple. But most consumers do not have just one BNPL loan, since the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau discovered that users typically had 3 to 4 active loans at the same time, and that's doing damage to their credit ratings. The greater reality is that Americans already owe more than $1.2 trillion on their credit cards. Our total consumer debt has never been higher. So buy now, pay later adds another layer to an already overburdened system, ostensibly providing consumers more options to repeat the same mistake. And this is possibly the worst aspect of it all. Because unlike credit cards, which allow you to build credit and earn points, most BNPL providers do not disclose on-time payments to credit bureaus. So even if you're responsible and pay down your loan, it won't help you develop credit. However, if you skip a payment, it gets reported. So in the best case scenario, there is no advantage to your credit score when you do what you are supposed to. In the worst case scenario, your credit score goes down, and the consequences of that can't be great. And here's the irony. Even the BNPL giants are falling into their own traps. Klarna, for example, recently surpassed 100 million users, but reported a net loss of $99 million in 2025, even as revenue rose. Their debt financing costs alone hit $130 million for a single quarter. And there's the kicker. The BNPL giants are drowning in debt themselves. So if even they can't survive it, what makes you think you're different? BNPL makes you feel like you're winning, but really, you're just building invisible debt. Drop your thoughts below, because this isn't just a trend, it's a ticking time bomb. And again, guys, if this little Ponzi-like model can quietly build billions in hidden debt, what other everyday financial tools are draining your money without you ever noticing? Please let us know in the comments and watch our video on the national debt crisis to see how it all connects.